Take a breath. If this video is finding you or you're finding it, take a breath. I want you to give yourself a pause, and I want you to just listen to me for a few minutes, okay? I understand that sometimes life is hard, and it's especially feeling it right now for so many people around the world. We are seeing the collapse and the dismantling of cultures, of systems, of structure, of belief systems, of families. We are seeing the undoing of so much, and this can feel and look chaotic. But I want to assure you that this is not without purpose. There is purpose to this, both within us and in our own little circles, our own bubbles, our own families, and also big picture around the world. So when you're seeing this and you're feeling this, feel the feelings, the growth process for yourself, the healing process for yourself, all very valid. But what I want you to then step back and listen to, think about, take this with you when you're doing the shadow work on it, is you are here with purpose. This transition for you personally, the personal ones, your relationships, your housing, your job, your career, your belief systems, your networks, the structures that impact you personally and directly, you chose this life to interact with these structures, both the building and the dismantling of them. You chose to come here and to be a part of this change, of this shift. So in that, you chose it. That means your soul knew that it was coming here. It chose to be here in it because you are prepared to navigate it. You are here to be a part of the change by changing the structures in our own individual lives this way, by the upheaval and the shifting and the breaking of old frameworks, old paradigms, old belief systems, by breaking them apart for individuals and rebuilding them with and through faith that things will get better, that we are here to do good things, that we are part of a collective energy of the universe, of source, that there is source, creator, God. Insert word there that you're comfortable with. Through that faith, we are rebuilding how Earth, how being alive as a human is done. This is the grand awakening. This is the big shift that we have seen in prophecies, that we have seen in our dreams and in our visions and in our intuition. This is it. We are a part of it, and your soul chose to be here for it and to be a part of it, not just to observe it, but to be a part of it. So how you navigate these transitions within your own life, how well you support others as they navigate these transitions in their lives, will ripple out and impact how the collective, the world, does for communities and cities and states and countries, for collections of people around the globe. We are the ripples, right? We are the change that we want to see in the world, to use that cliche. You chose to be here for it. And here's the big thing. If you chose to be here for it, we chose to be here with you for it. This isn't like a one-sided, you chose to be here, you just get to be here. Because our relationships, our karmic plans, if you will, our life paths and contracts with one another, they are interwoven. And in many cases, we could call them interdependent. So you being here and me being here are linked together as a part of that chain. So that means I agreed that I will be here with you and that I will show up and do my part. And you agreed that you will be here and show up and do your part. Now, there's free will and all of that, right? You can restructure this. You can opt out. Plenty of people have. Plenty of people will still be doing that. And plenty of people are here to not make the shift, to hold the 3D, if you will, the dynamic and the paradigm that has been. They're here to hold that space and to be rigid in that. And that is what they're here for. Your job is not to go shake them awake. That's not it. Very rarely is that it. Your job is to hold the grace and the space of your knowing, your intuition, your growth, your faith. You are the lighthouse at that point, because as you navigate these things with your grace, with your faith, with your light within you, taking care of that, going through your own internal healing and awakening process, you shine that for others to see. People will see you sitting on your porch, sipping your tea. They'll say, hey, they look like they're handling this okay. They seem to know stuff. Let me talk to them. Let's see how they're doing this. That's how this works. I have met some amazing human beings just by being me, not even by my TikTok, not by having a workshop. I mean, I meet people those places too, right? But by just being in a coffee shop as me, as who I am, offering my personal energy to the situation, I have met some of the most influential people in my life that way because I showed up. I just showed up. That's it. That's what you need to do. That's all we need to do. Any of us show up as our best self every single day with the knowing that we are here to be a part of this big shift, because that is what it is. Some of you know, and there's other videos about it. I'm not sure how to search for them. But in 2016, I had a vision of a big wave, a tidal wave, a tsunami is how I saw it, coming across the earth. And I saw this while giving a reading to someone, and she said, "Is this for me?" And I said, "Actually, I think it's for all of us." Hang on, I got to write this down. Like, this isn't just for you. But anyways, this tsunami was, I wasn't sure what it was, to be really frank. I just felt it, and I could see it in my mind's eye. And if you've worked with me, I'm claircognizant. I don't always see things, but I saw this. And I said, whatever this is, it changes us. It changes the entire world. And you and me, the woman I was sitting with and me, I'm like, we need to get our crap together. We need to get it together. Like, we're going through upgrades and energy stuff and healing and belief system stuff and being pushed into our faith even more strongly to be confident in it and secure in who we are in that process. So we can have it together for when this happens, because there's going to be some people that don't. And in the beginning of COVID, which is what this ended up being, we saw people in the spiritual community who were not able to stand in their integrity, that some people were describing as false light. I don't like that term, but I've heard it enough. But they were people who, during that experience, instead of holding grace and faith during that process and in those few years, or however you experience that, they reacted with fear. Leaders can't react with fear like that, right? Like, when your leader is in fear, it's kind of hard to follow, right? To feel confident and comfortable with them. So teachers and leaders, when we react with fear and people see it, yes, we're human, okay, fine. But that's not how we raise the collective, okay? So in any case, a lot of that came out because they hadn't done the work. They had not been continually upgrading and doing their healing, or at least not to the extent that was necessary. So then you see other people who came through that with their faith, with their grace intact, holding it together. And yeah, there were moments where we were afraid, but we managed it and we processed it and we didn't project it. So there was like the two camps of people in the spiritual community at that time, the fear and the faith. And it really, really showed. So anyways, during COVID, I had another session with the same woman. I said, "Do you remember that reading years ago?" And she's like, "Oh yeah, that's in my notes here somewhere." I said, "Well, let's talk about it, because I'm pretty sure this is it." Because I'd given her a 5-year time frame. And, that's what it was, right? I said within 5 years, COVID, 4 something years later. That's what it was. Anyhow, I said, here's the thing. It's not over. It's not, COVID, that has shifted. We'll use that word. But the tsunami has crashed down. That was COVID. But what happens after a tsunami? The water recedes. And as that water pulls out, what does it do? It pulls out the structures, the foundations of things that are not stable, that are not steady. So energetically speaking, we've had the grand tsunami that was COVID that showed us a lot, that shook our world, right? In so many ways beyond health. It wasn't just about health and healthcare. It was so many things were impacted by that. But now as the waters recede, the tsunami water recedes, we are seeing structures crumble. Personally, nationally, cities, states, families, human beings, we are seeing structures be ripped apart where they are not strong and they are not stable. The ones that are strong and stable, they don't go anywhere. Watch a hurricane on the coast, right? Like, not every house is the ones falling. It takes like a lot for every house to fall. The ones that are not built on sturdy footing, the ones that have crumbled and cracked and no longer serve, they're the ones that fall. So those are the structures and the frameworks that are falling right now. And we are holding grace and space during it, and we will be part of the rebuild. And you are here to be a part of the rebuild. If this video is finding you, I am very, very sure that you are a part of this. We are living through this amazing time in human history. Call it what you will, grand awakening, big transition. I don't really like the apocalyptic version of these things, but it is a huge shift. And I'm so excited, honestly, to be here, a part of it with you. And remember also, we don't take weak warriors into battle. I can't believe I didn't say that sooner. We don't take weak warriors into battle. So thank you for being on this journey with me, and I hope this helps. Click somewhere in the links here for my newsletter for more information and more content like this. Have a great day.